Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, dear listeners, and welcome to our podcast on Ramadan, the holiest month in the Islamic calendar. This month holds deep significance for Muslims worldwide, as it is a time for spiritual reflection, self-discipline, and devotion. Well, let's begin by discussing how important it is for us. It's just a time of spiritual renewal and purification, a time when we seek forgiveness for our past mistakes and strive to become better versions of ourselves. During Ramadan, we're reminded of the teachings of empathy, self-discipline, and gratitude that is found in the Quran and sayings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, صوموا لرؤيته وأفطروا لرؤيته فإن عم عليكم فأكملوا عدة شعبان 30 يوما. Ramadan is a sacred time for Muslims worldwide, but is not uncommon for some individuals to face criticism for their increased devotion during this month. The Prophet ﷺ himself emphasized the importance of supporting and encouraging one another in the matters of faith. SubhanAllah, during Ramadan we see new people coming to the mosque and started reading the Quran and becoming more and more devoted to Allah. And those people face a lot of criticism from other people. For example, they tell them, you're not worshiping Allah, you worship in Ramadan. It's just a cultural thing. We have no right to say so. In one hadith of the Prophet ﷺ said, the believer who mixes with people and endures their annoyingness with patience will have a greater reward than the believer who does not mix with people and does not endure their annoyingness with patience. In Arabic, it's خير الناس من خالط الناس وصبر على أذاهم خير ممن لم يخالط الناس ولم يصبر على أذاهم. This hadith really highlights the importance of showing patience and tolerance towards others, even in the face of criticism and belittling your and criticizing your relationship with Allah. Criticism for worshiping Allah only during Ramadan and forgetting Him in other days can be really hurtful and discouraging. It's really essential to remember that everyone's spiritual journeys is unique, and Ramadan can serve as a time of reflection and renewal for individuals seeking to strengthen their connection with Allah. We should help those, encourage them more and more, and should be happy that they came to Allah. And another hadith reminds us of the importance of sincerity in our worship. The Prophet ﷺ said, verily Allah does not look at your appearances or your wealth, but He looks at your hearts and your deeds. This hadith emphasizes that it is the sincerity of our intentions and the goodness of our deeds that truly matters to Allah. So instead of criticizing others for their actions during Ramadan, let's strive to be supportive and encourage one another on our spiritual journeys. And let's better focus on our own relationship with Allah and seek to improve ourselves during this blessed month. Only Allah knows our intentions and our hearts, and He's the only one who will judge us. And it is said, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَّا نَوَى. So let's just refrain from judging others, and instead of focusing on improving ourselves during this sacred month, forget about others and focus on yourself. Ramadan is a time to remind ourselves that it is a time for self-reflection and spiritual growth. Let's embrace this blessed month with open hearts and minds, striving to embody the values of compassion, forgiveness, and unity. And let's conclude this very short podcast with a prayer. Oh Allah, guide us on the straight path and grant us the strength to overcome our weaknesses during this blessed month of Ramadan. Help us to deepen our connection with you and to become better servants of your will. Grant us the wisdom to show compassion and understanding towards others and to refrain from passing judgments. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. Thank you all for joining me for this podcast on Ramadan. May Allah bless you and your loved ones during this sacred month. أتمنى لكم شهر رمضان مبارك وكل عام وأنتم بخير.